What's up, world? Welcome to the Water Pod, man. Another installment. I'm here with a very special guest, man. My boy. Been my boy since day one, man. We've been homies since way back. Full flats in a Cadillac.
No doubt.
Yeah. So tonight, y'all gonna call me. I'm not Water Boy. I'm Mike Lowry. And this is my dog, cousin Sal, man. Salvatore. Schizo, some of y'all might know him as Anthony. But yeah, probably my best friend since we've been down, man. We linked up. It's just one of them things, man. Once you meet somebody that, you know, a lot of the similar interests, a lot of similar things. But a little backstory into the cousin Sal and Mike Lowry. Anthony used to work at this, what was it, Bear?
Yeah, it's different now, but yeah, it used to be Bear.
Yeah, so he worked at this plant, and he met his homie Terrell, which has became a friend of mine as well. But Terrell's a gay African-American dude, man, and, you know, Anthony and I, we rap, we like, what you would call seasoned white boys, you know what I'm saying? So... we always get
saucy.
Yeah, saucy. So, you know, we always get invited to the cookout, and we got invited to, Terrell invited Anthony out to, his dad would always do Christmas parties. So he invited us out to a Christmas party, man, and the cookout. We got invited to the cookout. Yeah, you know, every time you online, people be like, "You're invited to the cookout," but you don't ever go to the cookout. We went to the cookout. We went,
and it was the cookout.
It was the cookout, bro. Where they had like, I don't know, cause like, you know, everything's different, but this when you walk in, bro, and like there was literally like tables set up like 5-star dining, bro, and. Yeah. I'm sure for all of our African American listeners and viewers, they'll know what we're talking about. But like they had like the matriarchs of the family and patriarchs of the family all dressed in there. Yeah,
Easter Sunday best, bro.
Sunday best with the big hats and all that, and like nobody was allowed to touch the food until all of them got their food. So, they got their food. And we got to go through like it was dope. It was like 6 parties in one, bro. It had the elders sitting there with like Otis Redding playing, they eating their candlelight, white gloves on, dinner, and then you go to the back room, man. All the drunk uncles are playing pool in the back, watching college football. You go down to the little basement area. That's where all the youngsters was listening to
DJ playing.
Yeah, the DJ playing, all that, man. People out front just vibing, and that's where we got our nicknames, you know, like and that's how you know we was at the cookout, cause
we was the only white too. we was the only white people at this cookout, right? So we roll in, and of course, you know, when you want white boys at a cookout, like the music almost stopped. You walk in there, you're like, what the fuck is this? And we there with Terrell, you know Terrell, that's my dog now, but he don't give a fuck about what nobody got to say about nothing. We here. So he like feed him, show him a good time, and after that, I mean, nobody gave us no trouble. Well, one person gave us trouble, but so we sitting outside, man, hanging out. You know, we done got a little food with us and shit, and these dudes was like, "Shit, who you? Who y'all? We don't know who the fuck y'all. They all family and friends and all that shit." And then I guess Terrell had told somebody my name was Sal. And then, that's cousin Sal.
Yeah. Oh, that's cousin Sal.
And they looked at Michael. They said, "Well, who are you?" I said, "Oh, that's Mike." They said, "Oh, that's Mike Lowry."
Yeah, Mike Lowry.
And then all night, that's what they called us, cousin Sal, Mike Lowry. That shit was so. And what's really funny about it is because like we was the only 2 white boys there, but we ain't shy people. You know what I'm saying? So. And we got, you know, I feel like I got decent taste in music. We got decent taste in music. Mm-hmm. So when the DJ started cutting up, we was the only 2 motherfuckers on the dance floor. You know? We started jigging and vibing and shit. And they're like, "Oh shit!" For you know, electric sliding out there and everything. It was, oh man, that shit was. We partied till like 5 o'clock in the morning. Yo, that shit was so much fun. We almost got into a fight. I almost got into a fight with a drunk uncle.
Uncle was trying to test him.
Oh yeah, he was fucking with me all night, man. And then dude just tried me, and it's just like, yo, don't do that.
But we were smart because we know, like you said, we was invited to the cookout. We can't be the ones throwing blows at the cookout.
Yeah, we had a good time. We got invited next year too.
Yep.
I ended up going next year. I had to roll solo dolo. Mike had something going on, but
yeah, I was doing something. I tried to incorporate some people to go with you, but
that was funny too, though.
Yeah,
that was funny as fuck, dude. Oh man, our homeboy.
Tim was like, "What you trying?"
Our homeboy Tim, Michael was like, "Yo, you should go with Ant to this party." And Tim was like, "All right, what's up?" And Michael was like, "Man, there's a dude named Terrell, man, he real cool. You this and that." We talking him up, and he's like, "All right, shit sound cool." And Michael's like, "He gay though, so you know he." And then Tim was like, "Hold up now." And then he's like, "No, it ain't like I'm telling you. He don't try. He's this. He's cool. He's like this." And Tim's looking at him and say, "Yo, you trying to get me some dick?
You trying to set me up on a date?"
You trying to get me some dick? Shit.
Well, that's what's funny too, is because like being that we came there with Terrell, a lot of people was asking Terrell like if we got down like that, you know what I'm saying? Because like his gay homeboys was like that came there was like, oh, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it was almost like that too when people would be like, "Who are y'all?" Be like, "Oh, we here with Terrell." They'd be like,
"Oh shit,
man, like, okay, you wanna you gay too?" It's like, nah, man, we cool.
Dressed nice and shit. I mean, I don't know. They just, man, I don't know. One of the best fucking times of my life.
Yeah, I had a great time, man. Like that's why whenever I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna have you on the pod, but we gotta be Mike Lowry and Cousin Sal, bro." Yeah. Like every time you see us together on the pod, is Mike Lowry and Cousin Sal, man. Like we got dubbed that shit, bro.
I just talked to Terrell today.
Yeah.
I was trying to get on the podcast and shit. And he's traveling around the country doing his thing.
That's what's up, man. Terrell's a great guy, man. He came out to one of our shows, man, and like that dude's just. Yeah, man. He's just like, I don't know, bro. I love people that got just good auras, man. Like I'm sure he has bad days, but that dude just always seems like he's in a good mood. And like I know like everybody has off days and has bad times, but I don't know. You know, people that always have like the shittiest hands, because I know just from talking to Terrell and you telling me some stuff about Terrell, like he ain't have the best life growing up, dude, especially being gay, and on top of that being African American, on top of that being in America where it's such a melting pot, you know what I'm saying, where like there's so many different clashes of cultures and stuff like that. So he's had discrimination from, you know what I'm saying, like most people that deal with discrimination, they're dealing with like one part of it, like skin color, but he's dealing with it like sexual orientation, skin color. You gotta
get him on the pod, dude. He's a very unique, interesting individual. I love him. He's a great friend of mine. But you know what's weird about being friends with him is like he and I don't agree on anything. Like every conversation we have, we don't agree on a lot of things, but I think it's a mutual just coolness. Like we're both just so cool that it's like if he doesn't agree with something that you know I believe in or I stand on, it's cool. It's not like fuck you. And if I don't believe in something that he stands on, he has some pretty firm stances on some shit. He's like, nah, it's cool.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? We talk about all kind of shit, bro. That's my dog. We gotta get him.
Well,
on the podcast,
I think it's good to be like that too, because like, being that y'all are kind of on opposite ends of the spectrum, it's like we can discuss things and be like, this is why I feel this way, this is why I feel that way, and then we can kind of find a middle ground in that shit. Or like you said, if there ain't no middle ground to be found, it's like, all right, man, well, whatever,
agree to disagree,
like,
dog.
It doesn't change that I love you. It doesn't change that we peoples. It doesn't change nothing, bro. Like that's your beliefs. That's how you feel. Like I gotta respect that. And for me, like I'm always like, I'd rather you be real with me and me not like that shit than you be fake with me and me love that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd much rather you just be real with me and me be like, I don't agree with you, but at least you was real with me. You know what I'm saying? Like
sometimes that's a hard pill for some people to swallow, man. I'm sure you know a lot of people in this life that just don't know how to be authentic. I know I've run into a couple of them.
Oh, 100%, bro. That's like that's like Dusty Rhodes. Dusty's been working on a new album, you know what I'm saying? So obviously he sends me some stuff and things like that, and he's been trying some new things and doing some stuff, but he sends me a lot of the stuff he's working on, you know what I mean? And he asks me what I think about it, and you know, actually today, like he sent me something and asked me what I thought about it, and I gave him my opinion on it, but I was trying to like tiptoe around like I was trying to tell him like, I'm just trying to, I just don't want to be a yes, but like I was explaining myself, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I just don't want to be a yes man. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to critique you just to critique you, but I just want to, he was like, bro, just like, listen, that's why I hit you up, because you going to give me your honest opinion. Like, I know when I send it to some people, like no matter, I could send them dog shit in a bag and they gonna be like, yeah, it was fire. And you be like, I ain't even like it yet. You know what I'm saying? It's
that
like,
ain't good. That ain't
it's
good.
just like, I know with you, like I'm that's the reason I hit you up on shit, because I know that like you ain't gonna fake the funk, bro. Like
I think what you were trying to do is just not be a dickhead about it. You know, did not come across as a dickhead.
Yeah,
you're not a dickhead. Nobody in this world can say you are.
No,
you're one of them guys. But
no, and it wasn't no like I didn't have to be a dickhead, because the shit he's doing is dope as fuck.
I fucks with Dustin.
You know what I
Rhodes.
mean? Like everything he's doing is dope as fuck. It's
fuck
just
with Dustin
like
so hard, man, that's my dog.
It's just like I know that he's hitting me up for critique. So like I'm not just sitting here trying to find a critique for you. I'm not doing that. But I know why you sending me your tracks, because you want me to be unbiased and just be like, yo, if I was listening to this and I didn't know you and I never knew you, like this is what I would say. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I said. And like I know that I say that too, because that's like you. Like when I got a dope ass song that I really that I'm really vibing with, that I created, like you're one of the first people I send that shit to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I know you're gonna be like, yeah, that shit was dope, but the hook just wasn't really. You could have did better on the hook, and like I might be like, man, fuck you, dude. Like, you know what I mean? But after the initial kind of sting, then I'm like, he's right. You know what I'm saying? Like most of the time I already knew the shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why I sent it to you, because I'm like, I already knew that like it wasn't as good as it could be, so I need to send it to him, because I need somebody to tell me. Other than the 5 motherfuckers that I showed this shit to, it's like, yo, this shit's fire, blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't know. Like, as artists, like, you're one of them artists too. Like, you almost want to hear what people don't like about it, because then you can expound on that and get it going better. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like I said in a podcast before, I'm like, when people critique my shit, I take it on the chin. Whether it's on the podcast or the music or whatever, I ain't gonna change the way I do shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, I'm gonna use what you say, and I'm gonna try to like, but I'm not gonna be like, yo, Schizo said that the fucking hook wasn't that good, so I'm gonna scrap the hook. Like, I ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't let people's opinions dictate what you do, because I feel the same way as you. If I show somebody some shit, like if I were to bring somebody, mostly you, I'll go to you with some shit and be like, man, what do you think about this? I agree. I already know what I don't like.
Yeah.
I just need to know if you don't like it too. Because if you don't like it, that means it probably ain't what it needs to be.
Right.
But then again, there's some times where I'll have something in my head where I'll be like, man, it's like my least favorite part to it, whether, whatever it is, chorus, hook, verse, whatever. And then sometimes you surprise me and be like, no, that's what I like. That's my favorite shit. Then it really fucks me up. Shit. Well, that was like my least favorite thing. But now I guess I'll keep that and switch something else.
Well, that's what's weird. Like I've noticed that a lot throughout the years doing music is like the shit that the song that like I hate. Like I'm like, this song sucks, bro. Be the one that everybody loves, bro. Like me and Dusty was talking about this with that song The Shining we did. And no bullshit, that song came from City gave me a beat that 40 had made that nobody wanted to use because it was not a good beat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he gave it to me, and I was like, man, I'll fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? And I came up with a chorus for it or whatever, and a verse and everything. Go to 40s. Pull up the beat. I record the chorus and my verse, and then Shane and Dusty lay a verse on it. Well, let me backtrack a little bit, because I said like the beat wasn't no good or whatever. As soon as 40 pulls the beat up, he was like, this beat's whack as fuck. And he made the beat. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't had heard it in like 3 or 4 months. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, this beat is trash. Like, I can't let y'all even rap on this. Like, this is my least, I can't believe I made this. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what 40 was saying. So we record the song, and 40 scraps the beat and creates a whole new beat around what we made. Then we add the band to it and all that. Well, after we added the band to it and everything, like, I was like, bro, now the hook's trash. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
because
you running in circles.
Yeah, because I'm like, I made the hook to a beat that wasn't that great, but I was like, fuck it, I'm just, it's a beat that needs to be rapped on. To me, I'm always like, yo, we got a beat that's just sitting there. I like, somebody should just rap on it. Like, if it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. So after 40 created the shit and the band got on, I'm like, well, damn, now the hook that I put on this other beat is trash. But long story short, that's the song that ended up having a video, that ended up being on 98 Rock, that ended up being on 95 SX. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the song. And like, every time it's on like 95 SX, I'm like, wow. Like, we got so much better stuff. But that's and we used to play the song a lot, and then like we quit playing it because everyone in the band, 40, everyone in the band, like everyone that's involved in this song collectively hates this song. But people are like, yo, you're not playing The Shining? Why are y'all playing The Shining tonight? Like, y'all ain't gonna play it. We want to hear The Shining again. I'm just like...
Well, that's a tough line to toe, because like when it comes to making music, I think there's a point in it where you're like, you stop making it for people. I think like a lot of your best music comes when you just make music that you like.
Yeah.
And that's when you play the marketing game. You try to like figure out like, okay, what's popping? Let's follow that formula. Or let's do this and let's do that. And I feel like that's some mistakes we made back in the day, because there's plenty of songs I got that I'm on, and you're on, and we're all on, that I'm just like, what the fuck are we doing? You know what I'm saying? But you got to experiment and test the waters. But no, I really like what y'all been doing, especially that Baggage Claim album, man. That shit was, I was just playing that shit like 2-3 days ago. Just, damn, man, I was impressed with that one.
Yeah, that album turned out great, man. Like Dusty said on the pod, man, we just don't push shit hard enough, man. Like, we act like the music should speak for itself, man. That shit
it's a shame, because it should.
It should, but it don't, man.
I know,
it really don't, man.
But that ain't y'all. That's just the game.
It's just the game, man. It's all popularity. Like, I saw your boy about to drop an album in a few days, Ritz, and like, dude, he's been like leaking little snippets of shit, like, and I'm just like, well, even before this, like, whenever he had what is it? Is it not Finally Fame? No, that's not his album. What's the album with these with Mike Posner on it? Well, he's got a couple with him, but
it's Next to Nothing.
Next to Nothing, bro. Like, when that album dropped, I was like, this dude is the next to blow. You know what I'm saying? But the music it's not about skill and shit, man. It's about, I'll give you a prime example on popularity. That. It's about all that kind of shit. When
we went to see him at the Music Farm, and I was like, yo, we got to get there early. This place is about to be packed. It's about to be wall to wall, all of that. And we get there, and it was just not a great turnout. And I was fucking shocked, because I'm just like, this dude is so dope. Like, this motherfucker is just so fucking dope. Yo, I fuck with Rich so heavy, man. He actually, I was telling you, like, we were sitting out front, and he just came walking down the street.
Yeah.
Shook our hands. Just humblest dude, coolest dude, man. Fucking, hey, Rich, we ever around, we'll fucking drink one up or something, man. But that shit was fucking, that shit made my week. And then to see him perform live and just tear it down, bro, I was just, oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but it's a shame, because that's like, it's like you said, the music just don't sell itself no more. You can be as dope as you want. I think if you don't have the right team behind you pushing shit and doing shit and playing the game, then it just don't happen for you, man. There's plenty of artists, so we can go on for days, that just don't get the shine that they do, because there's just all of those. I don't want to say all the slots are taken, but like, you get behind a major record label that's pushing your shit and has experience and has a staff and a team, and you're designated to do it. I've never been in the game, but I imagine that's what it is. It makes the process easier.
Yeah. Well, it's like me and you talked about before too. It's like, with social media and everything, it's like, I don't know, man. People are just, you only got them for a second, bro. And if you can't, you know what I'm saying? If you can't really just draw them in, you know what I mean? And like, I don't know. Like, when we was coming up, I feel like we had Now it's just like I don't know, man. You gotta have like that.
And it's short attention span. The crowd, the fan, and it's fucked up because like I find myself guilty of it.
Oh yeah.
If I see somebody dropping some bars or something on TikTok, I'll be like, all right, just come on, man. First four need to do something.
Yeah.
And then if it don't, sometimes I'll scroll right past them. Sometimes I'll give them a shot, and before you know it, like a couple bars in, I'm like, all right, well, they're clever with that. Clever. Before you know it, I'm going down a rabbit hole on their shit. And I'm like, they're fucking dope. But if I'd have just dismissed them on the first 2 or 3 things I heard them say, I'd think they was fucking whack.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of them.
Well, it kind of opened my eyes too, like with TikTok, especially. Like it opened my eyes that like we're because I've always felt like I was like, because I'm in. Okay, so we're in Charleston, South Carolina. I've always felt like nobody in Charleston or South Carolina was like as dope as me with or us, or, the people that I rock with. Like, bar for bar, music, the way we put shit out, like, they ain't messing with us. But then when you go on TikTok, and TikTok's not just like Charleston, not just South Carolina. Like, it's worldwide. Yeah. And then you realize, like, I guess I gained a little bit more empathy or compassion for the record labels and the system, the big machine. Because, like, I used to be just like, yo, fuck, the industry's so messed up because they don't have the most talented people and they don't have the most this and much, you know what I mean? Like, they don't like, and that's true to a degree. Like, they don't like people that are super talented, you know what I'm saying? They always have the dumbest people, you know what I mean? Like, coming up, like, how many shitty ass artists have we had to sit through, you know what I'm saying? Soulja Boy, Waka Flocka, like, all these, I'm not, like, Waka Flocka I actually like, since he's not rapping no more, he's a super smart business dude, and if you listen to him, it's like Lil Jon, it's like, them dudes are super smart, but they was like, this is what the industry wants, and they gave the industry what the hell they wanted.
I've heard Waka Flocka say it himself. He's like, am I a good rapper? Fuck no. But I know what the game wants.
Yeah,
I know I can sell records.
Yeah, but I'm saying, it's like TikTok and all this shit, like, I got a newfound respect for the game because I'm like, okay, so there's a lot of motherfuckers out there that are like me. Like, not me. I'm still different, but there's people out there that are as talented as, like, there's people like me. There's people out there that feel like me. They're just like, yo, I'm the best rapper from Shreveport, Louisiana. Nobody in Shreveport can fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? But the industry hates me. It's just like, nah, bro. Like, there's 7 million rappers putting out a song every day on TikTok. You know what I'm saying?
Internet shows you how big this world is. And before it happened, you didn't think, you felt a little bit smaller until you realize there's people in fucking Connecticut and Oregon and Vermont or wherever the fuck that is hip hop heads too, that's studying just like we were.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day, that was life, man. I remember bringing up like what the game wants and the whack rappers and all that shit. There was a point in time where it frustrated me so much that it showed in my music that I find myself just angry and just like attacking people that I've never met, that I don't know, that they might just be feeling a niche. They might have figured something out before I did. But I remember one instance where we was in Atlanta. It was probably near where I decided I wasn't fucking with it no more. Is whenever we were, and I'm sure you remember it. We went down. We paid to perform, which I remember Dusty was talking about. Great episode, by the way. That was Dusty was a great episode. But Dusty was talking about it like there were times where we paid to perform, and this was one of those times. And we paid a lot. It was a couple $100. So we show up to perform, and if they liked you, they called you back. Well, we show up. We go to get on stage, and our CD don't work.
Yeah.
Had the momentum going, song won't play. So we sat there, played with the mic for a little while, fuck with the crowd. To fun, we had to get off. Like, I think it happened to the next 2 acts behind us too, and then we had to end up switching our song up that we were gonna perform. We went up there and did our thing, and it didn't really work out for us. But I remember the guys that got a call back were total fucking clowns.
Yeah,
they were total fucking clowns. They were backstage, they were all hype and freestyling and shit, and their freestyles were just garbage. And I was just mad. I wasn't jealous. It definitely wasn't jealousy. It was just like I wasn't mad at them. I was just mad at the game. I was just like, if this is what the game wants,
then I don't want.
Then I don't want to be a part of this game no more. This is a fucking joke. But that was immature and small minded of me because that was just one part of the world. There are parts of the world that people would have carried that group out by their feet, drug them out and sent them out and championed us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it was you young, hungry, you eager. You've been doing it for a long time. You feel like you've been putting all your effort in. And you're running in circles. You're not getting nowhere, and then you just see that, man. It was just the shot to the heart, and it's tough, bro. Oh, that's a fucking cutthroat business. And I'll tell you another business that's like that is the dance business. People, I mean, you see, young ladies and dudes and all that shit. And they hurt themselves. They physically hurt themselves to make that shit happen for themselves, and they just get turned around like they nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, too, because it's like dancing's the same way. It's like people want to see, like, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know who decides what's hot and what's not, but it's just like they decide like a certain trend or a certain wave is what they're riding, and that's what they look for. I'm sure dancing's the same as music. It's just like, like when we was coming up, it's just like the Midwest is like Nelly comes out, and then they're like, okay, we need Chingy, we need this, we need that. It's like we need, and then Atlanta comes, and it's like now we need D4L, we need
Houston.
Yeah, Houston is like we need Paul Wall. Okay, what's the next? We need Slim Thug. We gotta
Jones,
get.
I mean,
they go just like they sucked that particular area dry of whatever talent. They find the one talent, and then they're just like, who sounds like this, and every label's like trying to get that sound. So I don't know, man. I mean,
let me ask you something. I don't know if y'all talked about this with Dusty, but do you remember the first rap song that you know all the words to? So basically, when did you fall in love with hip hop? Like, what was it that turned you on that you just had to memorize every word?
I mean, me and Dusty talks about it a little bit. So I'm gonna go back to that same song, but I don't know if that's the song. But that "Hey Lover" by LL Cool J was one of the first songs that I knew, like, all the words to. You know what I mean? But it might have been something earlier than that, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What year did that come out?
That was probably like 94. You know what I mean? So I was probably like 7 or something like that. So that's probably pretty accurate. You know, it was something in there like 93, 94 would be where I was like all the words. Yeah, I had to be 7 or 8. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking it's probably that, hey lover, this is more than a cry.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I probably knew all the words to that. So, either that or, I don't know, man, if you would call that it might have been some Tupac shit, though, too. Because, like, the weird thing is like, Tupac, I know Tupac from All Eyes on Me, but he had albums before that.
Yeah.
But I didn't really get into hip-hop until I was, like, I mean, that came out in 95.
Tupac, yeah, All Eyes on Me was 95.
Yeah, so, like, in 95, I'm 8. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I found Tupac on that. And then I went back retroactively and, like, Tupacalypse Now and stuff before that, Me Against the World. Like, then I went back and was like, okay, Tupac's my favorite rapper after I had All Eyes on Me. So I was like 10 or 11 when I started going, like, I need to figure out what he had before or after. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of the same with, like, Outkast, because I didn't get into Outkast until I met you and Derek and all y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because I was more straight up north stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
Outkast, though.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was mad, honestly, because, like, when I started coming around y'all, when I was 13, maybe, probably about 13 years old, like, I had heard some Outkast and stuff, but I was heavy on, like, New York stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like, I liked Outkast, so I don't want to say I hadn't, like, listened to Outkast, but Derek was, like, loved Outkast, and so like he was like,
Yeah, he did.
yeah,
Yeah, he did.
you know how it is, man. When somebody's like downing what you like and like hyping the shit out of something they like, you're like,
Well,
it kind of makes you feel tribal. Like, man, fucking Outkast
you
ain't
gotta
fucking
think
with
that
Nas,
that was
bro.
a
Like, what you
time
talking
where
about?
hip hop was really kind of playing that shit with the East Coast West Coast thing.
Yeah, and the North and South
Yeah,
and
it was
all
almost
that.
like you had to pick a side and ride for that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I remember I went back and forth for a while with the Tupac and Biggie. Because like one of the first rap songs that I remember knowing every word to was Big Papa. I mean, I don't count like when I was like a kid and I was bouncing around to fucking Crisscross and Vanilla Ice and all that.
Yeah.
When you 6, 7 years old, 5, 6, 7 years old, however old you are, you just dance to what. Well, at least we did. Like I danced around what made me move. And Ice Ice Baby, I don't give a fuck what nobody says. You play that song right now, you can do a little, you can tap your foot or something.
Yeah.
It was just a song that made you move, and so I was into it that. But then once I really started getting into hip hop, I mean, I think the first actual hip hop that I got into it was Biggie Smalls, and right behind that was Bone Thugs and Harmony. But I looked at Bone Thugs and Harmony as a challenge because once it was time to learn words, I was like, well, I want to learn all these words. This one's hard to do.
Well, I was about to say there ain't no way you was that young learning all their words.
Well, you got to think they came out in what, 94?
Yeah.
I think the first song I heard by Bone Thugs and Harmony was the Thuggish Ruggish Bone, so I had to retroactively go back and find the whole Creeping on the Come Up album with Eazy-E and all that shit. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bone Thugs and Harmony. I remember.
I guess since you say all that, like definitely the first rap song I knew all the words to, like just straight up rap, would have to be Ambitions as a Rider, because that was like hip hop got. I would listen to the radio and shit, and that's how I like would know hip hop. Like I just like, cause coming up in my family, like my granny, like and my aunt Shannon, and like all these people, they listen to country, the Eagles, Elvis, Merle Haggard, Willie Nelson. Then my mom listened to Ace of Base and Elton John and stuff like that. My dad was hard rock and all that. But for whatever reason, whenever I was about 5 years old, I remember I was listening to CC and the Music Factory, like on the radio, because my mom listened to like pop. So a lot of that stuff would get played, like as long as it wasn't hardcore hip hop. Like you said, Vanilla Ice would get played on there, CC and the Music Factory, Rex and Effects, like some of that stuff would get played, so I knew that stuff. But when I was like 5 or 6, my dad had got this Camaro, and he got like a system in it, you know what I'm saying? And like rock and Rat, like Rat and fucking Poison, all that shit that was live back then.
You said Camaro, you had me.
Yeah.
I know exactly the fucking
all that
crap
shit
you're
ain't.
going for,
If
bro.
you put 2 10s in the back of there, you ain't trying to listen to no Guns N' Roses, because it ain't gonna thump. So he had the All Eyes on Me CD, because Tupac was the big guy right then. So I'll never forget that song coming on. Let's get ready to rumble.
Yeah.
Like, so that's probably the first song I knew all the words to, hip hop or rap or whatever, you know what I mean? Like LL Cool J and shit. I got into him because I like Boyz II Men, and he did that song with Boyz II Men, and that's the only reason I even got the LL Cool J album, was for like my 6th birthday. My dad got me the Boyz II Men album and that LL Cool J album. The only reason I even wanted the LL, because LL even by then was like irrelevant to me.
Oh, that's wild. Because he was popping.
He was popping, but it was, especially because the Hey Lover and the...
Dude, in the 90s,
Crushing
LL was
It.
popping.
Yeah, he was, but like 90... You got to think, like...
Yeah, how old are you in the 3rd grade? Where's the 3rd grader these days?
3rd grader is like 8 years old, maybe? 7?
When I was like 8 or 9 years old, I had a birthday party. And Tyler Martin came to my birthday party. He lived up the street. He came to my birthday party, and nobody brought me gifts. Like, my closest homeboys didn't bring me any gifts. Tyler Martin brought me a fucking tape by Nas.
Yeah.
It was written.
Oh, that's the
And
shit.
I was like, who the fuck is this? And he was like, my older brother says you'll love it. And I was like, all right, shout out to Jared, because that was my shit. Yo, me and Tyler probably bumped that fucking tape front to back, B-side, A-side, just all day that party. I think, spending the night. We listened to it the next day and shit. So that's when I got hip to Nas. So I had knowledge of Nas very young, but did not know. I didn't have a good appreciation for like how good of an artist Nas was. Because you go back and listen to that tape now. I mean, I don't think it was as good as Illmatic. It wasn't, but it was dope. I think that's the one that had Street Dreams on it. That had the joint with Lauryn Hill on it.
Yeah,
that was a dope ass album. So like, yeah, well, music was a big thing in our house.
Yeah,
music was my dad was in a band. You know, he a little cover band. He played for a little while, but before all of that shit, it's like, not even my dad, like his parents, like we was all on the doo-wop scene. They're from New York, big on the Belmonts and all that Motown shit, and just like my dad was heavy. So we grew up in our house. We had a music room.
Yeah, yeah.
We had a garage that was turned into a music room where he had, instruments and loudspeakers, and that's where me and my sister would hang out and play. Was in the music room. We just turn the music up loud. We fucking learn dances, the Tootsie Roll and electric slide and all that shit. So music was a big part in our house. So I felt like it was kind of easy for me to transition from just listening and consuming music to creating music. I started creating music at a young age.
Yeah.
Just dumb shit, just two little lines. Hi, my name is Ant, and I'm the champ. Some dumb shit, you know. And then it just, when you get older, you start meeting people. I met you. That was a life-changing moment. Is when I met, because how we were talking about how the world was so small and so big, and like you thought nobody thought like you. Was like you was on the other side of the tracks.
Yeah, we was right there, and like
and then once you had your group,
thinks about that shit. Like I think about that shit. Like
you had your little group to rap, you and your boys. And
but that's what I was gonna say. Like Clint and Kenny. Me and Kenny was since way back. But it's a little different than you because you at least have like being that your dad and shit and all your family's from New York and stuff, like it's different. So you had like a northern music influence, whereas I had a southern music influence, which we both had both because we're raised down here, and I like New York shit, and you lived down here your whole life. But I'm just saying, like, I grew up, music to me was like I said, like my granny, living with my granny or being around my granny. Like the only old shit I knew was like Elvis, Beach Boys, and beach music, and I love beach music, like that kind of stuff.
Shaggy
country, all that. My mom and my dad were young when they had me, so like they're younger than your parents. So my mom was like super into like pop and shit. So like up until I got into hip hop, until my dad brought home that All Eyes on Me, simply because he was listening to the bump of it and was like, Tupac was the biggest rap. My dad wasn't into rap, but Tupac was the biggest rapper out at that time. So like, of course, when he wanted to get a hip hop album, he was like, Tupac's the biggest rapper, so that's the album you buy. So that's what I got introduced to hip hop on, was that. But other than that, like I'm listening to Alanis Morissette, Ace of Base,
not even new that wave rock shit.
No, that was
out.
Like 95 SX, like I said. So, but I think, oh shit, nah. Damn, but I think that's what makes it like super duper dope.
This ain't dope though. I came here the first guy on the podcast to break some shit.
It ain't broke, man. It just comes out. Right. I had it loose so it wouldn't spin around and shit. But you be alright, man.
Oh shit. Good thing we got editing.
I ain't editing shit. What you talking about, bro? We gotta let them see, bro. Ain't no broken mic champ.
Ain't no bloopers on this bitch.
But I knew we was gonna get on some music shit,
It's a lot of what we talk about.
Pretty much.
On the podcast.
You about to make me break mine, man. What the hell?
Some fucking bad juju around here. All right. So how you like fatherhood?
Fatherhood?
Yep. You got you a young lad becoming a young man.
Yeah, he's starting to get into girls and all that shit, man.
I do. Trust me, I do.
I mean, he was I don't know. Like, I guess he was kind of into girls in middle school, and then like, it was kind of weird. Like, he wasn't into girls. Then he kind of got into girls for a little stage, and like this girl kind of, I don't want to say she broke his heart, but he's seen that like, which it goes both ways. So I don't want like, don't take this, listeners, don't take this the wrong way. But I'm speaking from a guy's perspective. So a female's perspective would probably be very similar. But as a guy, it's like whenever you get into girls, you don't realize that like it changes up. Like before there's girls involved, like it's you and your boys. You know what I'm saying? And like girls are ew and icky and da 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 or whatever. They got cooties. And I'm sure it's flip flop for girls. Girls are like, they got their girls, but like I told him when he was in middle school, because he started talking to girls and stuff, and then like one of these girls kind of broke his heart, started talking to this other dude, and then like they had like him and his boys, they had like a little friend group, and then that shit was just broken up after that. You know what I'm saying?
Bees like that.
And I was like, dude, that's like how it happens, and that's why I say like it ain't like, because I guess the girl, you know what I mean, like she was with him for a little while, and then she just kind of bounced around the friends or whatever, which we're talking about 12-year-olds, 11-year-olds, 13-year-olds or whatever. So, like, I don't mean bouncing around that way.
In this day and age, you probably start texting one boy instead of the other
you know what I mean? Like, she date this one, then date that one. But what it boils down to is, like, they're the cool friends. It's the same, like I said, if you flip-flop it. Like, the boy group was the little popular group. So, like, the girl just wants to be part of the popular group, so she got to talk to this boy to be in the popular group, and it's the same with a boy. If he's trying to be in the popular girl group, then he might bounce around. But I don't know, it kind of like opened his eyes, and then he didn't really have an interest in girls for a few years after that, you know what I'm saying, because he was like, I just kind of feel like girls make it difficult to just be you know what I mean, like if you it's cool to have a girlfriend if she's not in the friend group, you know what I mean. I think that's kind of what he learned.
There's probably a podcast on the other side of the country with some older women saying the same thing about dudes.
100%, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like,
boys fuck the game up.
It's
like,
flip flop,
it just
bro.
is what it is, man. It's just life. Mason got him a little gal friend now. She cool. She's a sweetheart. So it's cool to see him growing up.
Yeah, I mean, they growing up, bro, but like I said, man, it's just like, I don't know, you get scared for him, man. Like, you hope that, I don't know, man.
You think you're scared now? Wait till the other one grows.
Oh, no, I ain't. That's what I'm saying. Like, the boys is easy. That's why I'm trying to be gracious right now when I'm being like, I'm sure the girls will say it different because I already know I got a little girl too. So my tune will change drastically because when my daughter gets older, I'm be like, boys gonna ruin everything. Like, just stick to your girls, chill with your girls, and find you a man or a boy that's respectable or whatever you find. Just whatever, even with your friends, man. Like, I don't know. That's how I feel about everything. It's just like, find you friends that respect you and are there for you and want you to be around. And the same goes for your intimate relationships too, man. Find you somebody that respects you. That's the main thing for me. It's just like,
Treat you like a human.
Just find somebody that really respects you, man, and like appreciates your company, and like I said, and then also when company's around doesn't demean you you know what I mean? Like just
somebody authentic.
Just somebody that's
real.
authentic and respects you, man. And I hope that's what my son finds and my daughter finds especially. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I had to have that talk with Mason to be like, a long time ago I had that talk with him, and I was basically like, aside from the girl thing, I was like, man, you got a group of friends that you roll with now, and everybody's tight, man. You better hold on to as many of them as you can, man, because you'd be surprised where life takes you. Life takes you from one friend circle to the next, and once you're our age, man, you narrow it down to a select few and roll with it and ride with it. And I got a lot of friends. We made a lot of friends in our lives. I got a lot of friends that I still hold special relationships with, but you know, they live their life. I live my life, and I see them. It's ain't no bad blood, but you find yourself just in a friend group that you belong in. Hopefully that you belong in. Hopefully you're surrounding yourself with the right people that are gonna inspire you, make you want to be better, make you want to be great.
100%. I feel like that's what my mom, like, that's one thing my mom always, she still to this day says is like, Michael, people don't have friends like you got. You know what I'm saying? Like, most people look at anybody our age and ask them how many friends you got that have been your friends since middle school. They'll be like, none. How many friends you got that have been your friends since high school? They'll be like, one. And then you ask me, like, how many friends you've had since middle school? I'll be like, 10, 15. I'll be like, what? I'll be like, how many friends you had since high school? 10, 15? How many friends you had since your 20s? 10, 15? You know what I mean? And, like, that doesn't happen very often. You know what I mean? And, like, now I'm not going to say that all 45 people that I just mentioned are like I talk to every day. Like I do have a circle of, but it's still a bigger circle than 90% of people out there. You know what I'm saying? Like we're definitely lucky, not lucky, but I think that goes back into the if you're an honest and upstanding person, you know what I'm saying? Because that's all I really look for in a friend, bro. Like if you're a friend that I could call on what's the day? Monday. On a Monday and be like, bro, I need a podcast to put out Wednesday. What you doing? like I did to you tonight. Yeah, or you could be, or just a friend is like, yo, I'm broke down on the side of the road. Or, you know what I mean? Like I've said this on a couple podcasts, but Will used to always say, are you a friend of use? And it's not meaning like, oh, I ain't got no use. Like, that doesn't mean like, oh, you're broke or you don't have money, so I can't use you. It's just saying like, can I use you can I call you and talk and cry? Can I lean on your shoulder? Can I use you? What can I use you for? If I can't use you for anything, if you're only using me, then no. Yeah, it's got to be like a mutual thing.
People, I've heard you say that a few times, and I could see how people with a, what's the word? I don't want to say stupid people. But people that just don't have that depth of understanding would take offense to something like that.
Yeah. It's like, dude, well, I'm
not using you. I'm not. This is a back and forth.
Right.
Like, you can use me. I mean, obviously not just drain me dry for everything, all my resources or anything. But like, if you're just a person that just exists, that's cool. Word up. But if we're gonna grow. If we're gonna go anywhere, we got to be useful to one another.
Yeah.
So don't take. I really hope people don't take offense when you say, because I believe that too. Like if I got no use for you, then it's like, what's up, cool. Well, wish no ill will, but that's there's just that.
Right. It's about being there for one another. You know what I'm saying? And like I feel like a lot of us just, we've been good and down for each other for so long, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, we just set a standard of like, look, let's all help each other grow. Let's all help each other be, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of people didn't make it there because you got to have that balance, you know what I'm saying? You got to have that balance of give and take. And I feel like other generations or other people didn't make it there with their friends because they took too much or they gave too much. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's what it really boils down to is like, I don't know. I don't know if like, if I just got super lucky and found people that were willing to give and take, or if, you know what I mean? Or if I was just that kind of conduit that.
No, I think you're looking at it backwards, bro.
Yeah?
Yeah. You ain't the lucky one, dude, because you can't find nobody in the world that says you ever did them wrong.
Well, that's what I was about to say. What I'm getting
at is like people are lucky to get to know you. They're lucky to cross paths because I'm telling you, this guy right here, anybody that knows him, ever met him, will vouch for that shit.
Well, I appreciate that, man. That's what I was kind of getting at. Is like I don't know if it's I don't know if it's just that I got lucky and this and that, or if I was kind of the conduit that led people to see that, like, like. all you got to do is like, because I probably give too much. If you ask my wife or my mom, you know, if you ask people, I probably give people too much grace or too much understanding. But at the same time, I feel like I think that's where you gotta fucking like come to an understanding and understand like if you want to have those kind of like deep, meaningful and strong and long lasting relationships, you gotta learn to know when people need more or when they need less. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they call it tough love or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta know when like somebody's low and they need a lot of grace. But then you gotta know when somebody's low because they're choosing to be. And that's the hard part. You know what I'm saying? It's a hard part when you're like, do I give you a hand up or a kick in the ass? You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's where a lot of friendships fall, is because whenever you gave somebody a kick in the ass when they needed a hand up, they ain't fucking with you no more. And whenever you gave somebody a hand up instead of a kick in the ass, later on you felt used and abused. You know what I'm saying? So like it's hard to find that balance when it's like, I don't know though, but you're right. Cause like to circle back what we was talking about with like Dusty or you or me and you talking about shit, it's like people call me because they want an honest and real opinion, you know what I mean? And that's probably why I have lasting relationships, because I think that's the real kicker. Like if you want shit to last, just always be real with each other, man. Like even if you don't want to tell this motherfucker like, yo, shit you did last weekend was unacceptable. Yeah. Like most people be like, I'm not talking to him no more, but
it sucks to be that way. But no, because well, when you send them out the door, like fuck you, then that's bad. But like, not even if they're not really asking your opinion. Like I've had friends call me and be like, yo, I was in this situation and this is how I handled it and this is how I did and yada yada. I'm big badass shit. And I think sometimes they're looking for validation for me to be like, hell yeah, fuck them. But then they'd be surprised when I'm like, nah, that's not the move, yo. Yeah. And they'd be like, nah, man, that motherfucker did this and this and that. I'm like, well, now there's two bad people in the world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's and trust me, I am no fucking saint. I've done my wrong in my days, and I live with plenty of regrets. But there are times where I can see things from both sides and be like, I see how that could upset you or whatever. You can handle it this way, and I'm not talking about with just like dudes they met at the bar. I be talking about like they call me with like a problem with their girl.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And be like, it's
on
some fuck that bitch shit, and be like, I don't know if that's the move, bro. You gotta remember, like you didn't, especially if they've been together a long time. I'll be like, man, come on now, because I mean, trust me. I mean, like I said, I got plenty of sins, man. Me and my lady ain't always on the same page. Yeah. But I know she'll run into a burning building for me.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I know it. I ain't no doubt about it. She'll plow through firemen to make it happen. And sometimes I gotta ask like my homies to be like, "Will your girl do that for you?" And then, well, yeah, maybe. I'm like, well, maybe you wrong then. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you might want to just see it from her side of things. And you know, I know egos get in the way between women and men. They egos get in the way sometimes. Everybody knows this shit. If you've been in a long time relationship, and sometimes the way they swallow drives you nuts. You know, you just like the littlest things, but you just got to remember, man, y'all, there's a goal, man. There's a goal, especially if there's kids involved, man. You got your kids can't see all that toxic behavior and all that fighting and shit. That sets them up for a bad thing. I truly believe in that whole you marry your parents thing. Hey, yo, who'd you talk about that with? It was on one of these episodes. Was it Christy?
Oh, Christy, yeah.
Great episode. She's a very interesting individual herself. And I don't see her that much, but every time I'm around her, dude, she just has, like you said, like an aura.
Yeah, she's super dope, man.
She looks you in your soul when she talks to you, man. Yeah. She's a good person.
That's why I told her she reminds me a lot of my mom, and she reminds me a lot of me, but she's her own person 100%.
I had no idea she was involved in so much shit.
Yeah, she definitely.
I knew she did the pillow thing, but I didn't know she was involved in everything else. That's dope.
Yeah, but I think like to touch on what you're talking about, the hardest thing is men are problem solvers by nature, and it's not like women. I'm not saying that women don't solve problems or whatever. They do more than we do, but I just mean like the way we think about shit is like. if you call me with a problem, man to man, then we both understand that like we're trying to get to a solution. You know what I'm saying? But with a woman, it's like sometimes like so being with my girl for
ever,
yeah. I've learned that there's times when she needs advice or a solution or whatever, and there's times where she just needs reassurance. And trying to figure that out sometimes is hard as a bitch, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like women and men are wired differently, so there's times where like if she just left work, she'll call me and be like, da, 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 or whatever the case may be. It might not be work, it might be family, it might be this, and I just kind of got to be like, are we solving a problem or are we just kind of talking through it? You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I'm fine. Like, just let me know where we at right now. Because if we're just venting and we're just kind of bouncing ideas and we're just kind of talking shit, that's cool. I'm down with it. But when you call me and like you present it as a problem, the man in me's just like, well, fucking quit that job. Don't talk to that girl no more. Or don't, you know what I mean? Like that's
I wish I had the emotional strength or the emotional I don't even know how to say it. I'm not a very emotional person. So and unfortunately women are.
Oh yeah.
They're very emotional creatures. So anytime if she has a problem with, something, or oh, my car's messed up or this messed up at the house, whatever, like you said, I immediately go into, okay, how can I fix this? Like,
what do you need me to do?
What
how do
avenues
I fix this?
do I need to go down? If I don't know how to do it, YouTube it. Figure something out to fix it. But if she calls me with a problem about being like, I'm just emotionally drained or mentally drained or this and that, that's where I fucking turn into a deer with the headlights. Like, I don't know how to fix emotional problems because maybe I'm fucked up.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm fucked up.
It's not that you are. I think it's just like we're just kind of wired differently, and that's what I'm saying. Like, and it comes to friendships too. It's like you gotta know when people need, like, when they're asking you to help them fix something, and when they're just asking you to just listen. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know when you gotta be ears or you gotta be hands. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a bar.
Yeah, like,
that's a bar. I like it. Ears or hands, baby.
Yeah, it's like, dude, are we fixing some shit or are we just listening? Because I can't, like, women can do all kind of shit at the same time. So shout out to women. Men can't, dude. Like, you want me to fix some shit or you want me to listen? Like, I can't listen and fix some shit. Like, I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? I'm terrible at that.
I seen something one time that I started living by. It was a few years ago. I said, it's like, you can tell me how to do something or what to do, but never both.
Right.
It's like, tell me how to do it or what to do, but never both. Just give me one or the other. These beers are going down too easy on a Monday night, bro.
It's Monday? Nah, it's Wednesday when this comes out. Happy Wednesday.
Happy hump day, baby. Man, we ended up going out the other night, and it was just supposed to be just a game or two of pool. And it did not turn into a game or two of pool. It turned into like 6-7 shots of tequila and seeing double. And I was like, man, I woke up the next day. I was so surprised. I was sure I was gonna have a hangover, but that tequila don't do it for me, baby. I woke up like $1 million.
Tequila's the shit, bro.
Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed.
Shit, I was like, me and El Jefe.
Oh, Jefe.
Went and watched the Eagles, bro.
Bro, how was that shit, dog? How fucking was that shit, dog?
That shit was dope, but bro, no lie. Like, have you ever heard artists be like, listen now, we old. Yeah. All y'all need to sit down.
Yeah. Ain't no mosh pits in here tonight.
No, he literally said that. He's like, everybody just sit down. Don't bother the people behind you. Look, we can't even walk that good. Everybody just sit down. There'll be a time to stand up. And you'll know when it is. And me and Jeff look at each other and was like, we're not going to know when it is. We're going to have to look around to find out. Yeah. So, dude, we walk up first of all, these motherfuckers started with Hotel California.
That's wild, man.
I'm like, how do you got that many hits?
You know what I'm saying? That's the encore shit, bro.
Right? You start with Hotel California, bro. We walk up these stairs. We get to our seat. We sit down. And we're chilling and all that shit. And, bro, average age there was like 65. No lie. That's the average. Like, motherfuckers was walking with canes, all that shit. And once that dude, like, told us, they had an intermission.
Well, that's good. They got that many hits. They need an intermission.
But bro, this ain't a hockey game, bro.
Did anybody open up for them?
No.
Damn.
No.
That's wild.
But they had intermission, so, like, we sat down and, like, I felt bad because the lady next to me was, like, I'm, like, vibing, you know what I'm saying? I kept hitting this lady and saying sorry. She's like, you're good. I kept hitting this lady. She's like, you're good, you're good. I'm just like, finally, I just quit even saying I'm sorry. I'm just like, look, you're going to have to get these hands. You know what I mean? Like, I'm vibing. Well, Jeff talks to the lady next to him, and like, he's like, we won these tickets. And she's like, y'all won these tickets? She's like, we paid $2 a piece for these tickets. We was like, damn, bro.
When he looked her in the face, man, you unlucky bitch.
Yeah, you ain't lucky like us. So anyways, after the dude said, y'all got to sit down and all this shit, we was like, fuck it, man. Well, let's go get a beer. And I found this little corridor with like a fucking curtain and shit. I was like, bro, Jeff, follow me. And Jeff was a little unsure, you know what I'm saying? It's like, usually Jeff like to break rules, but it's weird, sometimes me and him switch roles. But I was like, fuck this, dog. We fucking shut the little curtain and I'm like, we gonna stand in this corridor. So we was standing up and dancing and all that. So it worked out because I was like, 2 birds, 1 stone. We ain't gonna bother nobody like my man said standing up. But we gonna get to stand up because like you said earlier, like we like at Terrell's party, like we try and dance.
Yeah.
We try and have a good time. Like I can't dance. He can dance. I can't dance. But I will fucking dance.
I can't dance, but I will.
There's a difference. Some people can't dance and won't dance. I can't dance but will dance. Some people can dance but won't dance. So
that'd be weird. Yeah, we went out for my brother's. My brother got married. Shout out Rocky and Jen. They got married, and we all went out to the bar.
Congrats.
And my brother be dancing too. He cut loose on their ass, and but we ain't never really. But my brother, one next episode, I'll get into the.
Yeah, we'll get into the whole spiel.
That's wild. But he be cutting loose, but we never together to dance. So we get out and, you know, that boy's he ready to turn it up. And he's like, come on, man. I'm like, man, tonight, I'm in these weird shoes. I didn't end up dancing. But, like, I was there with people who knew me from the past, like a couple, young cats that knew me. We're all older now, but they were like, hey, motherfucker can't dance now.
Yeah.
He be bullshitting right now. But, yeah. But we had a similar situation go down. We went to see Alan Jackson in concert. And Alan Jackson was the closer, and he had the band Perry open up for him, and I think Chris Young, and they were younger, acts at the time, and they had, they walked around the stage and jammed out all that shit. So all the younger kids were sitting up front, and all the older kids, there was a mixed group. But this girl came up to us, and she was like, "Do y'all want to go up front?" And I was like, "Why?" And she's like, "I don't like Alan Jackson." I was like, bitch, that's who we here to see.
Yeah.
Where you at? She's like, we in the 3rd row. I said, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So we switched. She's like, my friends are behind you. We'll switch and go up there. But it was crazy. Kind of like how you said. When we went up there, it was all old people. So Alan Jackson don't move.
No.
Motherfucker sit in one place and plays in there. It was a great show, but all the old people sat down. You turn around to me again, and we playing Chattahoochee. These motherfuckers is hooting and hollering and standing. I was like, man, fuck these old people. Let's go back there. It's 5 and this dope guy. We right
Hell
here,
yeah.
but they fucking dead up here.
Well, I saw something dope about Alan Jackson the other day. I think it was on TikTok or something. You might have saw it too, or no?
Was it the drummer thing?
Yeah,
That was, dude.
where he was like he played the Country Music Awards.
Yeah,
I
something
think.
like that. Yeah.
And they were like, "Look, your band's not playing. Like we're playing a backing track because we're not doing all that mixing and shit. Like it's gonna be a backing track." So he told his drummer, he was like, "Don't bring no sticks.
Play with no sticks. That motherfucker was back there like this.
That dude's on the TV just with no sticks, just with the backing track playing and shit." Yo, that's gangster, bro. Fucking Chattahoochee.
Oh, fucking chat. Yay.
So, what's your favorite country song of all time, then?
My favorite? You ain't gonna like it.
Oh, man. Never mind.
You ain't gonna like it.
It's not Neon Moon?
Nah, it's not me, man.
Come on, man.
My favorite country song? That's tough, bro.
All right.
That's tough.
As long as you don't say don't take the girl, we good. Just move on.
Let's keep that moving. No, but I will tell you this.
No,
I will
like
tell
that
you
song
this.
now.
I mean, it's up there. I think my favorite country song. I don't know what my favorite country singer is. Hey, ain't nobody. I'll argue with anybody about it, dude. That bitch from I don't mean to call her bitch, but Jennifer Nettles from Sugarland. That girl is probably the best country singer, and the best song they got is that Stay. That's a jam right there.
What's your that.
So Neon Moon's your favorite country song? Is that where you was going with that?
I don't know.
I like.
That's a hard question to just ask on the fly.
Well, because there's levels to it. You can go that way with R&B too. You can go there because even with country music, there's some upbeat songs, there's some downbeat songs.
But I guess I would say like if it was a fucking alien landed and somebody was like, "Yo, show them a country song," like show them something that not even alien, just like. Somebody walked in right now and was like, I've never heard a country song in my entire life. And I'd be like, that fucking put on Neon Moon, bro.
That's
you know what I mean? Like, it's not like my favorite. It's one of my favorites. Like, it's my go-to country song. Like, if I'm like, that's how I usually start the night when I'm ready to listen to some country. I'm like,
well, you talking about classics?
Run down bar.
I'm saying like right now.
Like, that's going.
Right now,
I've been
real heavy on the Morgan Wallen shit, man.
Yeah, Morgan Wallen.
I mean, that guy right there.
And I know a lot of people like traditionalists and shit. Like I don't know.
I'm glad you brought up country music because I got something to say to you.
But a lot of people be like traditionalists and shit. Be like, Morgan Wallen's pop country this and that. I'm just like, like, what are you talking about, man? Like, what do you think fucking Garth Brooks was or
Back
Tim
in the
McGraw?
day,
Like
pop country.
Them boys ain't.
They weren't that Conway Twitty.
They ain't Merle Haggard and shit.
But I'm glad you brought up
They don't
country
realize
music.
that like it's like in waves. Like all the shit that like the Tyler Childers, I like Childers and Sturgill Simpson. Like all these dudes that they're liking now. Like I like them too, but all they're doing is copying fucking Merle Haggard and all these people too. So it's like it's not like there's nothing new under the sun. It's like, what do you want them? What do you want? What do you really want?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do you want people to make something new? Because you're asking people to make something old.
That's already been done.
Yeah.
That's
it's like, are we making new shit or old shit? You know what I mean? And I'm not like I don't know. I feel like I could talk about it. Like I'm a rapper and shit, but bro, I've listened to more country than rap.
I could talk country with you. But the reason I'm glad you brought up country music because you know I used to be a Chris Stapleton hater.
Yeah.
And Luke Combs was just recently on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he was talking about and I didn't even see it when he did it, but I guess he sang the national anthem at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, best national anthem.
And I didn't see it, but I watched it on the Rogan podcast, and then I went and watched it on YouTube. I said, "Motherfucker, this guy can fucking
only
sing."
Person better was Whitney.
Yeah, that's a good argument.
I mean, I don't even know if she's better. She's just
dude. But
if you wanted to put two up and be like, this is like black gospel, this is southern country soul, like. But they're pretty much equal. It's just different strokes for different folks. Like I guess I should say best woman. Best male, all right. There it is.
Well, my biggest gripe was with the Stapleton shit is when that Tennessee Whiskey song came out, everybody went absolutely nuts for it.
Yeah.
And when I don't know, man. I think there's something wired in my brain that when everybody is just absolutely fucking batshit crazy about something, I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
No, that's definitely you. 100%.
That ain't it because I go back.
I've learned that about you. Like whenever like there's a dope ass movie or a dope ass song, like I don't hype shit up around you. I'm just like, check this song out, and that's all I'll say. Or check this movie out. I don't like to hype shit up.
Yeah, I'm bad about it.
For instance, like I remember when Step Brothers came out, and I was like, yo, you gotta watch this movie. It's so fucking funny. And you're like, I don't really feel it. And now you'll be like, that shit funny. You know what I'm saying? But
I still have it. When I watch that movie, I'm just like,
right, but because of that time where like everybody was hyping it up.
If you hype it up for me, it's so easy to overhype something for me. But nah, man, I went back. But even before that, like I was listening to Parachute. I mean, that's a good song, and you know he has some bangers. What's the other joint he got about It came out like pretty much right after that. But anyways, when that song came out, that Tennessee Whiskey, everywhere I went, at every bar, somebody was covering it.
Yeah.
And it was just like, Jesus Christ. Like, first off, like, it's just, I don't know. It just never clicked with me.
I feel like that's how a lot of people, because you mentioned Morgan Wallen, I feel like that's how a lot of people feel about Morgan Wallen now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, oh, he's just overhyped and over this. And it's just like, bro, just step back and just listen to the shit.
Nah, he makes good music, bro.
Quit worrying about what everybody else saying. Just listen to the shit. But Stapleton, like I was trying to tell you from the jump, is just like, ask any fucking country singer who's the best country singer. Yeah. And the motherfucker's gonna say Chris Stapleton. Like, it ain't me that's saying this shit. It ain't regular Joe's. Like, Luke Combs is fucking Morgan Wallen. Like, all these motherfuckers that listen to country music, you ask them who's the best singer in country music, and they gonna say Chris Stapleton. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if he's got the respect of his colleagues, like, what the fuck? What can I really say?
Well, our friend Jamie. Yeah. He was one of the main guys that was like, he is the, you know, Jamie. If Jamie loves something, boy, he loves the shit out of it. And he was like, I'm telling you, he's like, yeah, I'm listening, but I'm just gonna say fuck it because you're saying fuck it. You're saying yours. I'm just gonna take the other.
It'd be like that sometimes.
But like, did you see Jelly Roll won the CMT award?
He won like 3 of them bitches.
Did he? I seen he won 1. I didn't say. Yeah. That's dope shit, man. I like that. I like it a lot that he's shining right now, but at the same time it kind of saddens me because he was dope as an artist way before that shit.
Yeah, for sure, but he just doing hip hop, and it's like, you know, he had to branch out. So I'm glad that's what, like, Dusty, you know what I'm saying? I've been telling Dusty for a long time to just branch out some, you know what I'm saying? Because he's got a good voice and he's got like that draw and that grit, you know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that he's branching out now, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause that's all it really takes, man. Like, when motherfuckers got a story and then they're dope artists, it's like, you know, just keep experimenting. Like, you gonna have some bad shit, you know what I'm saying? You gonna have some shit that ain't that great, you know what I mean?
You gotta find out what works.
You know, but I'm glad to see Jelly Roll taking a fucking... I seen Kasky and Yellow Wolf about to put out another album too, man. That, so you know that's gonna be dope.
Well, I'm fucking hyped about going to see Jelly Roll.
I meant to send some shit. I'll show it to you later, but I meant to send you some shit. DJ Drama just put out a new album, and it's like a Khaled record, you know what I'm saying? It's got a bunch of features and shit, but there's one on there with obviously Lil Wayne's on there, and that's alright, but there's one on there because you know Drama is the one that signed Jack Harlow.
I did know that.
Yeah, so he's got a song on there with Jack Harlow, and that shit's probably Jack Harlow's. It ain't got no hook or nothing, it's just kind of Drama talking through, but Harlow's just like going in, like spitting bars. That shit's hard, man. I almost sent it to you and Mason because you have to listen to it later, but that shit just came out yesterday or today, and that shit's super fucking dope.
I'm excited to see Jack Harlow and White Man Can't Jump. I think that was a good pick. Yo, I think he's gonna do good in that. My man, Andrew Schultz is in that shit too.
Yeah.
He got a little spot. He was on the Rogan podcast. I was listening to it today.
Yeah, that shit looks dope, man. Well, hey man, I appreciate you fucking getting on the pod, bro. Like,
I'm sure there'll be plenty more.
Yeah, there's gonna be plenty more, man. Like I said, Cousin Sal, Mike Larry, man, that's gonna be our little aliases when we do these pods together, man. I'm gonna have him come through, just shoot the shit with me, man. He's gonna be my co-host. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna have the interviews like I normally do, but sprinkled in, I want to have him on, man, because me and him just, you know what I mean? This is what we do all the time. Like, if you was around on a Friday, Saturday night, this is the same exact shit we be talking about. We be vibing on. We be talking about our ideas and our opinions, and we don't agree on a lot of shit. Then we do agree on a lot of shit. So it's a good vibe, and it's always awesome to have him come through, man. Which I'm saying it like he don't come through a lot, man. I see this motherfucker 3 times a week probably. Yeah, so
no doubt.
But like I always say, think harder, work smarter. If you want it to grow, just add water. Mike Lowry, Cousin Sal, it's the Water Pod. Peace.
I told you hate that they love me. I showed you things you can't unsee. I know you hate that they love me. fix your face, cause God don't like us.
Oh, what a sight to see. Turn up their noses at the likes of me, while they throwing roses at my Nike sneaks. So I compete, type to make the mighty duck without the flying bee. Violent speech, ravishing your ears like Tyson G. You need balance, so go practice on a unicycle seat. My pedal flat, like a bad adder from where the devil at. I revel in my rebel act, and you can play your part, but play it smart, cause the lowest spade will break your ace of hearts. Dog, I keep hoping y'all gon' want to receive smoke, because my team goes in burning fat like ketosis. Boy, I'm ferocious, them C notes my key focus, so please don't make me turn your flow into no murder scene. I know you hate this, is wrote on your face. That's the joke that I drove to the bank with. Seek and you'll find yourself outside your mind, cousin. Word to my Ruka, don't that sound sublime? Salvatore, what them gladiator crowds adore. Alpha roar from a squad that's often off and out for yours. Sip that liquor out the jar, that probably knock you out your drawers. Ballin' hard, either stand and take charge, or I'm about to score.
I know you hate that they love me. I showed you things you can't unsee. I know you hate that they love me. Fix your face, cause God don't